Yes, welcome my loyal subscriber and viewers to the Jamaica Young Police channel. So now we are venturing to number six, the six kind of police officers, six type of police officers in the Jamaica Constabulary force. They are the political activist police officers. Let me repeat it. They are the political activist police officers in the police force. These police officers, they are very dangerous police officers. Their oaths are not to the Constitution of Jamaica, but to their political parties. About 99.6%, let me repeat myself, about 99.6% of the Jamaica Constabulary Force members have openly expressed their support for the PNPLGBTQ+ party in Jamaica. Let me repeat it. About 99.6% members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force have expressed their support for the PNPLGBTQ+ party in Jamaica and not to the laws of Jamaica. I have served the JCF for 17 years, 3 months and 3 days. And what I'm about to impart to you, it's not hyperbole, propaganda or lies. These are facts. So this is not news. I am not giving you any news, reading any news to you or anything like that. This is more an historical of what happened in the police force, historical happenings. You understand? Welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. We're an experienced police officer of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, who's a detective, who's a certified detective constable of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, is about to educate you with facts and not propaganda or hyperbole for the government or its minions. I am not here to support criminals or their supporters. I do believe criminals must live in fear for their lives and not the law-abiding citizens. Every criminal must live in constant fear for their lives and not the law-abiding citizens. Every time a criminal commits a crime, especially killing another Jamaican, that criminal should not feel any form of comfort, receive any comfort, support, or any whatsoever to let him feel comfortable as if what he has done is an acceptable behavior. Killing, not taking the life of another human being, is to take away that person's future. You're depriving them of their family and their loved one. The only entity that's supposed to be making such decision about another person should be the state. And if the state cannot protect its citizens from these parasites, then who can? So that is the reason why the political activists in the police force, they stepped in to protect these parasites. You understand? And you just got to understand that during my time when I served in the police force for close to 2 decades, majority of the police officers that I have served with, as I've said, 99.6% of them have openly expressed their support for the PNPLGBTQ+ party. You'll be wondering how a man who's from a predominantly PNPLGBTQ+ community is always bashing the PNPLGBTQ+ party. Because, and the reason why I'm doing that is because they are the one that destroy the Jamaican people's mindset and the Jamaican people culture, way of life, and cause this division and normalize criminality and make it a career to be that young men must pursue by killing other Jamaicans, which is wrong. And I do not subscribe to these kind of behavior. I am for law and order, not for political expediency. I am neither PNP nor GLP. I'm a balanced person. And as I've said before, And I'll say it again, the best time I experienced growing up in Jamaica was in the 1980s, when criminals, after Edward Seaga became Prime Minister of Jamaica, when criminals were living in fear for their lives, not the law-abiding citizens. You understand? So that is my take. You understand what I'm saying? So, as I've said, these police officers, their loyalties to the PNPLGBTQ plus party. So this is not hyperbole, this is factual. In 1990, when I was stationed at Crawford City Police Station, Clarendon, was the first time in my career that the police officers have ever made it known where their allegiance was. It was not to the Constitution of Jamaica, but to the PNPLGBTQ plus party, then, which was the government led by the late Michael Manley. And some of the police officers were like spies at the police station. They would give the Member of Parliament, Mr. Orius Dolly, information about police officers doing their jobs as police officers. They were arrested and charged in PNP supporters for breaking the laws. These people were violent, who would commit various crimes against fellow Jamaicans, and they should not be arrested for their crimes because they are PNP LGBTQ plus supporters. That's how these police officers view these people. You understand? Arrest warrants were at the police station dated back to the 1980s. These people were known to the police officers. Still, they weren't arrested and charged for their crimes. And I was one of the police officers who execute warrants on them. Other is the late Inspector Light Scott. Both of us were transferred because we weren't making any political parties bid, but enforcing the laws of Jamaica. And police officers at the same time were instrumental in getting the most corrupt Commissioner of Police to transfer me and Light Scott to St. Elizabeth and Manchester respectively. Throughout the years, you would see politicians influencing police operation, especially in one place, Tivoli Gardens, Kingston, which is a JLP stronghold. I have no problem with the police officers conducting intensive operation in Tivoli Gardens. Still, they should have shown the same zeal when it comes to Mattis Lane, Arnett Gardens, East Kingston, and PNP stronghold garrison in the corporate area. This is a place that the PNP LGBTQ plus party and government, when they are in power, used to sway the voters to show that this is the haven for gunmen when they are growing up. The PNP gang, the Klansman in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, becomes a monster that has become too big for the country. The main reason why we has a JLP activist in the Commissioner of Police, Major Anthony Anderson, and the police force, no one to be blamed but themselves, which is the police, because for nearly 2 decades the police force was the legal arm of the PNP LGBTQ plus party / government. They are the ones who were responsible for enforcing the agenda of the PNP party by targeting the enemies and allowing their cronies to grow their criminal empire. So what goes around comes around, and if the police force were administering the laws of Jamaica as they should be doing, we would not have a soldier as the Commissioner of Police. So what we have seen throughout the years, especially under the reign of Francis Swab, was the police force itself was operating as a PNP LGBTQ plus organization with the powers of arrest, power to detain, power to charge, and the power to do all kinds of things under the law. During Mr. Francis Swab's reign as Commissioner of Police, one of the biggest gang that to be grown in Jamaica was the Klansman gang, which is an affiliate of the PNP LGBTQ plus party. Some people have said the reason why this gang was able to grow astronomically, it is because retired senior superintendent of police Reneto Adams is aligned to the PNPLGBTQ plus party. And I would tend to agree with that, even Harry Bongos. Reason being, if these men, as police officers, when they were at Spanish Town, and this gang, the Klansman gang with its leader, Donovan Bulby Bennett, was wanted for most wanted man in Jamaica. But yet, at no time, the police officers have ever encountered this man, to say the least, that he was ever involved in a shootout or anything of the sort with the police. Because this man and his gang, they were a part of the PNP LGBTQ plus apparatus. The same man, Donovan Bulby Bennett, the late Donovan Bulby Bennett, who is known to be a strong enforcer of the PNP LGBTQ plus party. And he was being protected by police officers, name brand police officers. And you just got to understand that if you want to believe it or not, you had a senior police officers, crime fighters, who were known in Jamaica. Donald Pusey, Bingy Hewitt, Bingy White, Tony Hewitt, Delroy Hewitt, and the others who could have led. So as I said, these police officers, they could have, the government at the time, if they, weren't using the police force to fight politics to win votes and win election, they could have selected these police officers who are, they are neutral, they are police officers first, police officers last. They are not political activists. These are police officers that they get along with everyone in Jamaica. They are not aligned to any political party. But guess what? From the day when Reneto Adams was transferred from St. Catherine to Kingston East, even myself as a police officer was rejoicing that finally that Danai Williams would be facing the music now for all his crimes, at least because of this man when his leadership when he was at Spanish Town. Never knew that this man was really a political activist and not a police officer per se, just a police thug in uniform. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what he had done. Police officers, when you do your job, it's supposed to be seen, and people not supposed to be questioning your political allegiance, that you're connected politically. But most of these police officers, they understand they are political activists that you have seen here on this on the thumbnail. I don't know if you remember in 1993 when members of the security force had held up the late Edward Siaga and his security team at Mar Valley Secondary School. That team was led by Detective Inspector Donovan Oxakana, who's a big PNP activist. You understand? I have seen this man in the company of the late Jad Flash and Anthony Brown, the most wanted men in Jamaica when I was growing up as a kid, in his company. And yet still, this was the man that was my supervisor. Can you believe? So the police force, it's always of political activists. What the police force need and should be all about in the 21st century is police officers who are police officers. I myself is from our PNP community, born and bred, but I am not a PNP activist. I hate gunmen and I hate all of them with a passion. Labour right and PNP. You understand? But I can tell you, a majority of my friends are PNP. I don't know that's how it is because of where I was born and raised. You understand what I'm saying? And the people them that I've worked with during my years as a police officer in Jamaica. Anyway, thanks for watching the Jamaica Young Police channel. Have yourself a blessed day. One love. Peace.